So, has a YouTuber ever started a revolution? Because if it were going to happen anywhere, it probably wouldn't be Britain. This is a country where radical action once meant banning Christmas.
We pop by to wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
I'm a Puritan. I don't celebrate Christmas. In fact, I've had it banned.
And then immediately apologising and then bringing the monarchy back. Well, when I say the monarchy, I mean the monarch's son. The previous monarch was unable to come back on account of him being in two parts.
Let's hope for a nice clean cut. And
We don't do chaos, we do cues, we do restraint, and above all, we do strongly worded letters.
On to something else you're not glad about. Here's I.C. Thompson of Didcot.
I completely failed to find any humour in the grubby little production Divided We Stand.
But that doesn't seem to help with the postcode lotteries we have for decent healthcare or a voting system that feels like it was designed by the least smartest guy in the room. And with all of the other failings of the country, you can start to see why people feel a bit grumpy. So today, I'm talking about a revolution. A velvet revolution. No guillotines, no pitchforks, not even bad language. Just a smooth, non-violent transition to a government that actually, represents the people who Sorry, failed in the bad language part, but definitely no guillotines or pitchforks. So, the mission. Tackling the two end-of-level bosses of British stagnation, lack of accountability and disproportional representation. So let's talk about a revolution. So let's start by talking about the first past the post system, or FPTP. It's the participation trophy of voting systems, except only one person gets the trophy and everyone else gets the middle finger. In the 2019 general election, for example, the SNP got 48 seats with about 1.2 million votes. The Liberal Democrats got about 11 seats with 3.6 million votes. This creates safe seats where a politician could theoretically replace themselves with a steaming pile of horse crap and still get re-elected. When a seat is safe, accountability goes out the window. Why listen to you when they don't need your vote to win? And the evidence? Well,
across the country, 71% of votes were ignored, either because they went to candidates who already had enough votes to win, or because they went to non-elected candidates. Around 15 million votes went to non-elected candidates. And in order to make the system work for them, 1 in 3 people opted for a tactical vote.
So, how do we fix it without burning down the Wetherspoons? Well, we use the velvet approach, leveraging existing systems to break the system. Example. We stop waiting for elections and start using the courts. Ordinary citizens can crowdfund judicial reviews. We've seen this work. Challenging government contracts and transparency. If they won't be accountable to the Commons, then make them accountable to a judge. Most MPs are chosen by a tiny group of local party members. If, say, 500 ordinary people join the local party branch, they become the selection committee. You don't like your MP? Don't wait for the election, change the candidate at source. We also need proportional representation, but how? Well, let's look at the Dutch model, or the STV, the single transferable vote. In Ireland, where it's used, STV means your second and third choices actually count. But Q, all 3 of you ask at once. The government will never vote to change the system that kept them in power, and that would be correct. Unless we made it a condition of a coalition. The velvet move here is tactical voting on a national coordinated scale via apps and data sharing. Is this just a pipe dream? Well, no. Let's look at some receipts.
Referendum 93. What's it going to be?
In New Zealand in 1993, they used to have our system. They got fed up because it's pretty crap, so they held a referendum and switched to MMP. The result? More diverse representation and higher voter satisfaction. Or there are citizens' assemblies. These could be the secret weapon. In 2016, Ireland used a citizens' assembly, a group of randomly selected ordinary people, to deliberate on massive constitutional changes. It took the politics out of policy. We could do this tomorrow. A House of Lords replaced by a House of Citizens, people chosen like jury duty to vet legislation. That's not a riot, that's just a really important meeting with people who actually bust their ass to earn a living. A Velvet Revolution in Britain isn't about flags and barricades, it's about data, it's about law and local persistence, and definitely no flags. It's about realising that the mother of all parliaments is currently acting like a teenager who won't tidy their room. If we want accountability, we have to stop being polite and start being a bit persistent. Join the pressure group, support electoral reform, and for the love of a good brew, stop voting for the least bad option in a safe seat without a fight. Change is possible, it's just tucked away under a lot of paperwork written with impeccable grammar. Okay, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate that. I know that's a very YouTuber thing to say, but I genuinely do. I feel like change is coming to Britain. It's whether that change is led by those that look back to a past or those that are looking forward to a more progressive future. Let's just hope that that future isn't led by flags. Anyway, thanks for watching. One love.